There's some strong magnets inside this tool. Bloody hell. Plonk it down on the bench and look what happens. Let's take a closer look at this puppy. Now it's going to be made of your PA6 nylon tool plastic, as all good tools are. It's likely 30%, there it is there. Glass fibre 30%. As usual on most Makita tools and good tool brands, you've got a small amount of the overmolding here just for comfort, very small amount compared to most tools nowadays. Now the switch has this annoying little toggle thing, which is kinda, I hate them. Sort of, just they cut into your fingers as you use them, just horrible. Big solid cast aluminium head on it, like most angle grinders. It's got that aluminium symbol there. Now the newer version of this, they've already released another one. They whacked them out pretty quick. There's another model of both the 7 and the 9 inch that comes with AWS, which is the Makita's automatic wireless starting system. So that means you'd pull the trigger on this, has a little chip in it, you pull the trigger and it will start up your dust extractor. So if you're doing dusty bloody concrete work like I was the other day, it'll suck it up without you having to think about it. Just automatically turn it on for you. I guess a lot of people are too dumb to turn on their own tools. Now we ain't going to find any brushes when we get inside this thing, on the account of this being a brushless tool. You can see some of the shit just from the couple of days I've used it has got in there. Got this very loose key here for your flange nut doohickeys. I've got my hand in the way, you can't even see that moving. Just sort of bounces around there. Plenty of screws on this puppy, decent sized screws, and they're Phillips and slotted, so take your pick, nice and easy to get out, you don't need any special tools. I'm wondering if the 7 and the 9 are going to be basically the same unit, just with a bigger guard essentially for you to put a larger cutting wheel on. Not sure, I'd have to look up the specs, see if they're the same sort of specs, and maybe get my hands on a 9 inch one and see if I can compare them both. You can see here the unit consists of this one piece, can't unscrew that bit, that's solid all the way around, no joint, and the clamshell splits here and pops into this vibration dampening area here, and the rest of this must pop in and out of there, which we'll have a look at in a moment. I'm just prizing this out, it's just fighting against the magnets in the brushless motor. It looks quite nice. A bit of shit on it there. You've got a multi-direction fan there, which is just very crappy feeling plastic. Come on, there we go. See, quite a lot of dust has got in there already, just in that concrete cutting. But that's the life of a grinder. Now, how do we get that out of there? Does it pop off? With the head off, it's so much lighter, weighs next to nothing now. I'm guessing this is either going to go underneath this rubber seal here or slide over the top. Hopefully it slides over the top, and that way it will ping off. Oh, now the bottom's just come off. Woo, look at all the dust that's got in there already. It's just from the concrete cutting I did yesterday. It is chocker. If you want to see that, it's on the other video. Put a link at the end and in the description if I remember. So, looks like quite a bit of rubbing on there, is it? I don't know. So yeah, the dust. The trigger here is sealed within the unit. Well, not sealed, but you know, it's built into this half of the unit, which is quite handy because you can just pull that off, easily get to the rest of the tool, which for most people doesn't matter, but if you're inclined on pulling apart tools, I can see big gaps. You won't be able to see it on here maybe, the light going through here, through this switch area here. Tons of dust can get straight in there. The switch that it connects to is all sealed to prevent the dust getting in. Got a rubber boot over there. And I wonder how much good this vent cover here did. So still quite a lot of concrete dust has gotten in there. Yeah. And rust off the steel. So they've tried to prevent as much as possible getting in there, but as you can see, a heap of dust has gotten in. Well, there's a shit ton of leads in here. One of the old days when you'd have a corded tool and it was nice and simple. You'd just have a wire coming in with a couple of wires in it that go straight to a switch, straight to a motor, and that was it. Now, you can just look at all those thin little buggers there. They are very small gauged cables. And they are coming into the board here. Main board, which is, as so many tools are these days, completely potted so that nothing can get in or out. There ain't no repairs going to be done on that. Completely aluminium on the other side. If anything goes wrong with that, you're going to have to replace the whole thing. And there's so many wires soldered on there. Let me have a count. 1, 2, 20, 22. At least 22 wires soldered into this board here. So I imagine if this conks out, you might as well throw the whole unit away and start again. Sell it on an auction site saying you don't know what's wrong with it, that sort of thing, because it ain't going to be worth fixing. So there's not a lot to look at really. Got the switch, a shit ton of wires, and a board that's completely covered in. So not terribly exciting, but they've got to do a lot of that in these grinders to try and stop dust getting in. Got the lights here, which I explained in the other video what they are. They're for the overload protection, battery lights. When your battery's getting low, it'll tell you which side battery needs replacing, and your torque. When you with this tool, when the torque gets too high, when it feels resistance, it ramps up the torque, slows down, gets more torque, and helps you cut better. Now let's see if we can have a better look inside here. Can we get this out? Just drop that on the floor first. And there we go. So there's the outer of the motor. Very nice laminations there. They're tight. Very nice. Very heavy little unit. Got a lot of dust and shit in there already though. Some almost looks like some scoring on a couple of those electromagnets in there. Yeah, it's just collection of dust magnetized on there and particles that have got in already. That's not terribly happy about the amount of shit that's got in here already. Because this is one unit, I can't actually get this off without unsoldering the bastard, so which I won't be doing. So we can't really get a good look at that either. Right, now get on to the business sort of end of things. It's a very thin armature here. So this is a brushless tool, of course. So it's made a little bit different. You have a look, this is all laminated steel as well. And you can see ridges. So we've got 4 ridges on there. And you've got magnets. You look on the end there, you've got 4 flat magnets. You need better glasses to read what that bearing is. It's a sealed bearing. It's all aluminium. Look at the amount of shit that is on there already. This is going to end up one very dirty tool on the inside, as well as the outside, obviously. Now the head on this thing has a lot of areas for airflow, and of course dust and shit can get in there. It's hard to avoid all these sort of things, because to keep the tool cool you've got to have a bit of airflow. That's where this fan comes in. Sits on there like so. So the ratio of this, shall we test that? No, fuck it. So we're loaded up in here with yellow grease. Right, let's see if we can take this apart, have a look inside the head unit here. Look at this, I'm undoing it manually, not with a impact driver. It's unlike me. Gotta get this done quickly. I need to use the tool tomorrow, so gotta get this done tonight, because she's not much use sitting on a bench in pieces. Okay, that did sweet FA. And she's out. And there's the gear. Now that looks like a sintered metal part to me. You've got 3 depressions there, and that's for the pin here, for when you want to lock the wheel so that you can take it off. Plenty of grease in there. Don't know how long it'll stay that colour. You can already see on the bottom there where the shit's gotten in while I've been using it in the last few days. Already starting to get into the grease. So yeah, it's good that they've got 3 points there, so you don't have to search around too far to find it when you're locking it in, because that can be annoying when there's only one mark on the damn tool. And you've got ramps as well before and after each hole, so that it will pop out and you won't accidentally be locked in when you turn the damn tool on and cause all sorts of shit to happen. So we've got this sealed bearing here, sits just inside the alley there, and that's all there is to that. Is it worth trying to get this apart? I don't think I want to try and do that. How hard is it going to be? Did you hate it when you start thinking about these things? You think, maybe I could just undo that. But what am I going to get to see? Not a lot. I think I'll put it back together. So that's a quick look what's inside a Makita 36v cordless angle grinder. Not a lot to it. I mean, it seems a fairly good tool, but a lot of dust is getting in there, which is a shame. Dust may kill this thing one day. Time will tell. And like the 5-inch grinder, you can put the head on any of 90-degree angles. So you've got 4 different angles you can put it on. If you want to just use it for cutting all day instead of grinding, you can put it on like that, just so that it ergonomically works in your hand better for cutting. Normal position, it would be there. So it can go there, 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 or there. No ill effects. Just undo the screws, turn it, screw them back on. Easy peasy. Anyway, thanks for watching. I will see you on the next one. If you want to see this tool as a functioning tool, you can watch the video that I put out last week. I'll put a link to it here. Should we put it there? Somewhere there. Subscribe, ring the bell next to the subscription thing. You'll get notifications of all the reviews I do and other shit I build from time to time. I've got a ton of Makita stuff. If you're into Makita stuff, I've got heaps of reviews of Makita tools. They're all non-biased as far as I'm concerned. They're my opinions. Makita have never sent me any free tools. Although Makita, if you're listening, you know, free tool, I might not say no. So yeah, take a look and I'll see you on the next one. Criminy. There's evidence of the magnets. Pretty good. Fuck, it's sticking everything. Bloody hell.